I'm gonna hit record and talk about what we did last time, which was find a large pile of dead Thayans, as well as a Thayan servant named Orvex, who you found alive. He pointed out a couple of places of interest to you on the map, and you all ended your evening after watching a ritual sacrifice by long resting in a little offshoot bit of jungle that you assumed to be away from the general populace of the Lost City.
Did we actually free that guy? Because I know that I talked to him and then didn't free him. Did someone actually get him out from under the pile of rocks?
If I recall correctly, there was some amount of not
I think we
exactly,
did get them out.
yeah, not exactly carrying rescue, but a rescue of sorts.
Far too caring and sensitive, the lot of you. We got the information we needed. It was fine.
We'll see how you feel about our caring when it's you stuck under the boulder.
I would never be so foolish.
Oh, no, of course not.
So, as a new day dawns, are we night traveling? Time to discuss that, Dark Elf and Vampire.
I'm all for night travel.
I am also all for night travel.
I'll do whatever you want to do.
So shall we sleep during the day and then
Ooh, hang on, let me check something. Because Rick has dark vision, but they see through their familiar, or actually they don't, not at night. So it doesn't matter if their familiar has dark vision, because they don't have their hood on at night. So they can see.
Well, if you're so choosing to wake up at night, instead of the normal Choltian sunrise, which is kind of a golden, very pretty situation if it doesn't hurt your skin, but probably not your all's favorite sight, instead a bright full moon rises above you, and the glow of the red lava not too far from your campsite just slightly illuminates the night jungle around you. You can hear the sounds of birds, insects, and other things prowling through the bush, though most of it seems to be animal.
how do vampires react to mosquitoes?
How do mosquitoes react to vampires?
You bite them back.
Like, be like, no,
You
I
have
need
blood?
that. Well, I drink blood. So does it go into my vein? That's a very
do you
deep
have-
question.
That seems unsanitary. There's a mixing of blood, but
Do vampires have blood and saliva pumping through their veins?
vampires pee.
These are all very important questions that we need to know the answers to now.
Well, that can be like a side part of this expedition. You can write a paper on that.
Yeah, I'm going to.
In this essay, I will.
I'm gonna hide that cube in my equipment. Are you guys okay with that? I think I can put it inside my meal kit. Inside my bag. So if we get caught, at least they gotta dig through my backpack to get it.
It'll take them at least 20 minutes longer to find it. Yeah.
I'm also really good at hiding stuff. So, well, I mean, maybe sometimes, I guess.
I don't see any
So-
problem with you holding on to it.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I'll just try and stash this in here then. Can I attempt to hide the cube on my person?
Sure.
Like in the same way that I would like conceal a blade or a weapon on my person, I was hoping I could roll a sleight of hand check to, secure it in something and make it look like something it's not. I know it's a
Sure.
big cube, so that's why I was thinking of putting it in my backpack with the gear.
Yeah, it is cube-shaped, so if you want to go ahead and roll your sleight of hand, which is a not sleight of hand anymore, is it? But whatever it is, it is 30, natural 20.
Natural
So
20 for a total of a 30.
Right.
Very nice.
Well, yeah. You know what? It's just like the bag is suddenly a bag of holding, though maybe it's not. It's wrapped up in some cheesecloth, seems to match the other lumps of vaguely square-ish shaped cheese. Fits right down in the bag. You don't know where else you would have concealed this on your person because it is quite literally a cube, so if you even put it in your pocket, it would be sticking out like 3 inches on the sides.
Yeah, they'll have to take inventory in my backpack to find that, I think. So where would you like to go? We just searching building to building. It's kind of hard to see things in the dark, isn't it?
I mean, not for us. Do you think you're going to have an
Also,
issue?
well, I can't see in the dark. I mean, is there a moon out?
There is a full moon. It's kind of a low light condition.
I got that.
It's not going to help you when we're indoors, but do any of my spells? Suppose I could
Indoors,
cast.
less dangerous. It's harder to see light from a distance indoors.
That's
Do
true. We can put some lights on when we get inside. We
are,
need to.
are you not a thief?
I am. Yes,
Do you not work better under the cover of darkness?
I do. Yes.
But what is the issue then?
This is a jungle, not somebody's house.
There,
He has a point.
there are buildings.
There are, and just so you know, if there's I do a lot of second story work, so if there's windows up and on top, we don't have to go through the front doors. I'm an adept climber, so I mean, yeah, I can make this work, but whenever I get inside, I got to take a little bit of extra time because I just can't see things quite as sharp as you, creatures of the night or darkness, as it would be.
I'm unsure why we're still talking about this. Shall we move on?
Please lead the way, O wise and ones who can see.
I'm going to walk back out towards the city.
Okay.
The area circled in blue,
Yes.
is that the other temple that we found out about from the guy?
It was a point of interest to the other red wizards that he was around, is what he pointed it out as.
Okay. I think I would be heading there, and assuming that the others are clearly more interested in what I want than what they want, so follow me.
Naturally.
What else would they possibly be doing? All right.
It's strange how people always talk about your characters being like the player, right? No idea where people get that from.
No idea whatsoever. So, standing outside of this particular shrine that you've headed towards, you can see that the doorway in the front stands open and broken. There's a small amount of broken kind of fenceway around the outside edge of the building itself, but there is stone rubble from what used to be the door on the outside. It looks a little more broken than the last one that you entered.
Is there a window on the next floor up?
It appears to only have one story. You're looking at a ruined shrine. There are tall monoliths flanking its entrance, decorated with images of a jaguar that looks like it has 6 snakes coming out of its back.
We'll go
Hey,
peek in the door.
isn't that one of those Lost Guardian of Omo things, the snake cats. Isn't that
I
what
don't
you told me
remember.
last time?
I'm looking for my picture.
Rick,
Uh,
aren't you an archaeologist, Rick?
yeah, yeah,
You
give me
don't
a
know
second.
this?
It's on my phone. Yes, it is. It's on my list.
Oh my.
So which one is it?
There it is. Uh, Shagambi.
What do we know about Shagambi?
What do I know about Shagambi, DM?
Oh boy, what do we know about Shigambi? I feel like I sent some sort of thing on this at some point, but heaven knows how far back.
Oop.
I just don't want to walk up to those statues and then suddenly the frog is the issue again, you know?
Shagambi equals wisdom was written on a wall at some point.
Oh,
Shigambi is known for being a wiser one of the gods. Let's see here. That would be too easy. You don't know a lot about them beyond them being wise, supposedly good at hunting. You would guess that with the jaguar situation happening with the six snakes. You do recall that being an animal that you have heard to be known of in Chult. A jaguar with six snakes. It's actually a fairly common thing in Chult. But the god itself, not too much known about them. Not a lot of outside information on the nine gods. You can make a history or religion check if you would like to.
Sure. We'll go history. They're the same. E. 12?
Right. Shagambi. Why do they all have to have, like, really long names? Anytime you try to read about any of them, the rest of them are all mixed in together.
All the short names are taken.
We got rid of those. Alright. Yeah, it tended to be a warrior god, kind of the heart of the jaguar type of situation. Worshipped for battle wisdom and prowess in battle.
Okay.
So, Rajic, you going to show us your skills? And I will be pointing towards the door.
what's a Rajic?
The
Rajin.
the character is labeled something slightly different because somebody didn't change their name from the last time. It's a whole thing. It's fine. It's Clyde.
Clyde. I was very careful to check the name that had come up when you rolled.
I was like, are you trying to say Riklana? I don't think that's correct.
No. Clyde, are you going to show us your skills? I will say, pointing to the doorway.
But this is just a one-story building. He says he specializes in upper floors.
Oh, are you incapable of entering on the ground level? I cannot enter any building without invitation, but I didn't realise others were afflicted in a similar way.
Is that not an issue for adventuring? How do you enter anything? You just
Well,
kind of have to look through the windows.
once you enter, you can invite me in.
Yes, but what if I wasn't here? You just have to look?
Oh, I can find others to do my bidding whenever I choose.
I'm glad I can be this person for you.
I'm just gonna kind of shoulder down my equipment, walk up towards the door looking for traps.
Would you like some light? Or would you rather peek around in the dark first? Because I can do dancing lights that'll follow you about.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah, I would like that.
All right, I'll make 4 torch-sized lights
All right.
that will kind of hover about you as you thief.
Right.
Burgle, I guess.
It's a 24 investigation check because that kind of make sure there's no pressure plates. Statues not looking at me weird.
Sure. Well, the two monoliths on the sides of the gate as you go in, you can see that there's some sort of inscription on them underneath of the vines. The broken doorway that you're looking into, you can see down into, and you can just make out what appears to be a broken floor inside of there and some statues that are not staring at you, but you can see a glint of maybe a brass or bronze spear from here.
Looks like when you hop through the floors out, and there's some statues in there with some pointy spears. They might poke you.
Hmm.
So the door itself is in shambles. You said kind of just laying. So I can't really interact with the rubble, right, to try and find out like a switch or something.
You don't think there's a switch there? If there was a trap on this door, it has been disarmed.
I'll slowly and carefully just kind of go up over the edge, and I will stealth my way inside if you would let me.
Please roll your stealth check.
A 22 stealth check to leak inside.
Not rolled under 20.
To be fair, I haven't had a bonus of less than 5 either.
So, you can see in front of you as you begin to sneak in steps that descend downwards into a 15-foot high moss-covered room. You can see that there are 4 statues of Omu warriors standing in the alcoves on either side, overlooking what was once a barred gladiatorial pit in the floor. You can see that the bars that were on top of it have been wrenched upwards as though by some great force. On the far side of the chamber, a stone pedestal stands conspicuously bare. You can also see a relief on the wall behind it showing a monstrous jaguar with 6 snakes protruding from its shoulders fighting off a squat frog-like humanoid that seems to be armed with a spear. To the left of the relief, you can see a narrow tunnel that appears to lead elsewhere.
Is it a grung?
It could be an artistic representation of a grung. You're not sure if the size reference is accurate, so you could be looking at like a full-size frog person, and it would be hard to tell.
I mean, Radigal would pick his way following Clyde as it became clear that if Clyde can get in and isn't dead yet, then it's probably safe for Radigal to go in.
I will invite him in.
Yes, thank you.
Lovely. Well, once invited, you find yourself in a bit of a pre-broken room.
There's a pedestal over there. Will somebody help me, kind of check it out to make sure that it's like a genuine thing? And that's not like, hey, here's a fake pedestal, don't go looking no more. Or because the other one had the trap on it, right? You had to replace the thing with it.
What makes a pedestal a fake pedestal?
What I'm trying to say is if it's an empty, trapped pedestal, something is missing from atop it. But if it's just a concrete thing in a room, I'm saying the other cube had a mechanism to defend it. If we can find out if that mechanism has been defeated, then we have missed out on our opportunity. Somebody swiped it out from under us.
Are we able to get around the side here? If we just have to duck under their spears?
Yeah, you can walk under it. Look, if you just glance down towards the pit down there, you can see that there's some sort of must be some other entry form down there. It looks like a little fighting pit. You can see footprints where somebody has been down in it. They look pretty fresh down there in the dirt and the dust.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's safe to walk around the outer edge. It's just that the bars on top of the cage-like top have been kind of bent up and outwards.
Are they broken?
Yes.
Or just pushed out? So they're broken. So it looks like something's come out.
Yes. If you want to make a perception check while you're glancing down in, either one of you with dark vision.
We've got a 12.
17?
Nice. Well, with the 17, you're able to glance down in there, and you see what looks to be bits of some sort of a clay statue, or 2 or 3. Kind of fists made out of clay that are partially broken, laying on the ground. Bits of a face here and there. Kind of like somebody pushed down a row of terracotta warriors.
Okay.
So we've got a fighting pit for a fighting god or a hunting god. These statues, I would assume, are here to defend. Something we do is going to trigger them. That is usually how these things work, is it not?
That would make sense.
So, shall we...
Empty pedestal.
Empty pedestal, yeah, yes. 10 points for observation and stating the obvious. Shall we disarm these statues if that's possible?
I didn't see a trap on the statues, did I?
No, they don't appear to be trapped. You can tell that the spears in their hands are not a part of the statue. They're all bronze.
Why don't...
So if I just try and take one of the spears out,
When you take the spear
am I
out,
able to do that?
yeah. When you take the spear out, you watch as the pedestal in the middle of the room turns, goes down, and a different but still empty pedestal comes up.
Interesting. How is it different?
It is slightly less dusty, and there is actually a visible cube shape in the dust on it.
I wager a guess that was what we were looking for.
Or maybe it is the opposite. Maybe we need to put the cube we have there.
But do we want to risk it taking the cube?
I mean, this is what my brothers from Faye were looking for. That is what we were told. If it warranted an expedition of that number, and we do not enjoy working with others, so there were many of them working together, that means this must have been of great importance. Whatever is here, I would assume is worth taking risk for.
And I'd assume that what we have is also very important and shouldn't be played with lightly if we need all of these things to unlock whatever was at the end. It's also just a very highly valuable artifact that I don't think we should be putting into traps willy-nilly if we can help it.
Do either of you have the ability to manipulate stone?
Have we had a short rest since we were at the other
We've had a long
place?
rest.
We've had a long rest. Okay. Nice. I'll take my
I
spells back, please.
Can not manipulate stone, only water.
Nope, me either.
So we have a look. Why do we not remove another spear and see if there is another platform that comes.
Oh, is it invisible and it's just sitting right there? I just put my hand through the space where the cube should be.
You put your hand there, and a little bit of dust kicks up, but that's about it. Good
Okay, it
thought,
is
though.
empty space. We've confirmed that now.
I'm
I
gonna
go
go
over
grab
and get
another
another spear
spear.
off the wall. Yep.
You pull another spear, and nothing happens.
If
Make
you
a
put it back,
perception check. Any of you.
Ooh,
Anyone who has ears and wants to listen.
I have ears.
I will. I'll aid Rick. Hey, did you hear that?
I listen real hard. 20.
Nice. You can hear the sound of metal grinding against stone somewhere below your feet.
did we see that there was another passage down below?
It's right behind you.
Was there this?
No, I mean in the fighting pit.
You can try to make another perception check if you want. You'd have to almost put your head down in there to see the walls. It looks like it extends out in different directions.
I was just about to. Rick will go lay down on their stomach and stick their head on and look down there.
That's fine. Someone else can do that.
We'll take the familiar out of the hood first and then lean over.
All right, no lost
So we don't
familiars
lose
to
him.
the pits.
No loss.
Looking down, you're able to see two large iron portcullises that appear to lead off in two different directions outside of the pit.
Okay, so there are two ways in down here. On each side. Or one on each side.
Do you think these stairs lead round to them?
Would you like to check?
If I must, I will
It is
put
a
myself down.
It is a quick trip for you. Just a small dark tunnel with fairly recent footprints and some dust down here. Looks, something's kind of familiar about him. You can't quite place it.
Someone who's been here recently.
Oh, the guy we saved.
Potentially. And you saved him. Please don't put your needless acts of charity on me.
Are they like are the prints like your boots? Like do all red wizards have the same boots? Same red boots? Are your boots red?
The lack of understanding about my people is.
Is it the same boots?
No.
Okay, that was I only needed a yes or no.
Not all Feyan people wear the same boots.
I mean, they're all kind of wearing the same outfits. Were they not?
And tattoos.
And tattoos. It seemed like they kind of have a thing for matching.
If anyone would like to make a just general intelligence check to see what it kind of reminds you of that you've seen before.
The stereotype check?
Sure, that too.
11.
7.
No stereotyping for you.
Can I have a look around the battlefield here? The little battle room?
Sure.
Look for, like, discarded treasures or secret doors or something.
Sure, go ahead and make an investigation check. And if are you poking your head through the other side of the room while you're there, where the other exit is, or?
I'm going to walk straight through.
Okay. You go ahead and make your investigation.
16.
All right. With a 16 looking around, you can see more of these footprints and kind of drag marks inside of here, in between the multiple smashed bodies of what you're guessing may or may not have been clay golems. Just smashed across the floor down here. Doesn't appear to be any bodies. You don't see much in the way of blood, as if something were badly harmed fighting down here. You do see a couple of scorch marks on the wall.
Look at the magic.
Oh,
Or fire.
what a shock.
Glancing into the cells that you find yourself looking into, Radugal, they appear to be just holding cells, barely large enough to hold a standing clay golem, if one were so inclined.
Are they all empty?
They are all very empty. It looks as though the portcullises have mostly been raised, though there are 2 that are currently down. Empty, but down.
This is merely a holding area for the golems that appear to have been destroyed in there, although it's a little odd that 2 of the portcullises for the rooms are down, and there are no golems.
Are we sure there's no golems, or we just don't see any?
I mean, fair point. And I'm going to go to the closed doors, and I am going to stick my quarterstaff through the bars and like wave it around inside to see if there's anything in there.
All right, give the old invisible poke test. As you shake your stick at it, it doesn't appear to be anything in either of these.
They are empty. So
But that was fun to watch.
I'm glad I can be entertaining for you. So
Me too. It was getting boring.
Jolly good. We have. It's so much fun playing it.
You made him say it.
So look, we have a fighting pit. We have golems that have been destroyed and a creature that seems to have escaped out of the top of the pit. Why, I do not know, when they could have just gone around the side. But and we have a pedestal that has a space for a cube like the one we have. If we are dead set against not putting the cube we have on the pedestal, then I would suggest that one of you 2 comes up with another plan. I would suggest that a museum is less important, and keeping an artifact is less important than finding the thing that artifact will get us. That would be much more worth to a museum than the key to the lock.
What do I know anything about the pantheon? Like if the gods are friendly, or is there godly beef between any of them?
Oh boy, there is massive godly beef between the 9 gods.
Okay.
They each have one that they distinctly dislike about each other, and you've started to notice that as a theme a little bit in a couple of the reliefs that you've seen, both in this shrine and the other. In this one, it appeared to be fighting sort of a grung-like creature, which you recall is also the symbol of one of the other gods. In the first one that you walked into, what was the first temple? The Shrine of Kubazan. Yeah. What did he have carved? It showed a froghemoth fighting a papazotl, which is kind of a large crane-type bird, or ibis.
Okay, so I mean, but there's nothing really about Kubazan and Shagambi being mad at each other, because I feel like you wouldn't. From my experience, gods are very proud. They wouldn't want something from someone else's temple to be the key to theirs.
Also,
but that's just
I think
what I'm thinking.
I think the guy we saved, he said that you had to have all of these things to either do something with them, right? He
Right,
said
which
they
is
were
why I don't
searching
want
all the temples.
Why I don't want to lose ours if we need it to get to the end.
That is true. So maybe owner of the feet that made the footprints, is still here, and we should.
Wave your stick around more,
find
see if you hit
it.
him.
I'm not going to do that. I am going
Shot.
to walk back round to here, and I am going to take a closer look at the pedestal.
All right. Make an investigation check.
As I whisper to you over your shoulder, I will aid you in your investigation check. But I'll say, "Hey, do you know where those guys like to camp? It is dark. They're gonna have like a fire or something. We could just go steal the cube out from under their noses if we could find out where they are.
So that's a 20, and I'll say theft is more your area of some talent. I will. I prefer to just take what I want by force.
That's theft.
And murder. You're worse.
I mean, being direct is surely better than sneaking around and.
Okay, so that's the plan. You go up and demand the cube from them, and then while you fight the 50 people in their camp, I'll sneak around back and liberate the cube. There you go. There's the plan. You can be as big as dick as you want, and I can just stay unseen.
So while this conversation's happening, as you're investigating the pedestal, arguing over your shoulder, you discover that there is a mechanism beneath the pedestal that causes it to lower and have another pedestal appear. It seems like one pedestal held a cube of some sort until all 4 spears collected from all 4 golems from all 4 cells probably made the pedestal with the cube on it rise up.
So I believe what has happened here is that the golems had the spear. Whoever was in here defeated the golems and put the spears in the statue's hands. So if we replace those, we will get the other platform back. But yes, we need to find the creature that has caused this, because they have the keep. I suggest you use your thievery and tracking talents and follow the footsteps.
There's a fine line between unlocking a door and stealing something and, tracking a person through a city. Isn't that what you do in the dark? Can't you just walk outside and like a bloodhound or a mosquito, find your victim?
No.
You make it sound like it's all sophisticated. So you're just what? A creature of ambush? A serial killer waiting for a target of opportunity? Preying on weakness? Wow, you're so amazing. Here, let's go find these people. Can I make a survival check outside the door?
Sure.
While he's talking at me, I'm going to walk up the wall and sit on the ceiling away from him.
It's fair.
Oh, well, you're pelting on the ceiling? Is that magical? Because I can do that with, just my little fingers and toesies. It's only 11 on the survival check.
Maybe you see more from up there.
There are more of those footprints and kind of dragging marks out here. You still can't place what they are, and you're having a hard time placing which direction they're going because there's a lot of them out here.
Can you tell what's being dragged?
I know who they
Wait,
are.
is it snake people? Is it not drag marks? Is it a
are they
slither
slithering?
mark? Or is it like zombification?
All great ideas.
I'll continue pondering as I follow one set of the footmarks off to another set of buildings. They're definitely going this way, okay? Can I make I don't know, can one of you that can see far, hey, go, Why don't you go up that tree or something over there and look and see if you can see any fires? Maybe some campsites around the city, other than that giant one.
So I will begrudgingly walk up a tree, and I've got 120 feet dark vision, so I will hopefully use that so I am not only looking for these drag marks, I'm looking for the any kind of the creatures that we saw during that ritual, as well as
Okay.
Yuanti.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a perception check?
That would be lovely. I'm just getting a highlighter ready. Sorry.
That was bad. I have not rolled well today. That's an 11.
All right. So you don't see a lot going on from out there. Nothing in particular moving. Occasional bits of trees shaking off in the distance, way in the north of the map. You're not quite sure what that is. The only thing that you can spot from here is what does appear to be maybe the remains of a fire. There's a blackened spot in some buildings up the road from you. I've highlighted it in a light blue color. It's just got a little ring. It's probably not super visible, and if you're colorblind, I am so sorry.
Oh, there it is.
I can
Okay.
say it, yeah. I will come down from the tree and be like, there is very little movement. I will, there is maybe something of interest up the road to the west, but
Do we not want to look at the other buildings around here for anything of importance? Anything valuable?
If you want to make a general investigation check as you walk through, I'll kind of give you the outlay of the buildings as you go by, or if you want to check out each building, we can do a bunch of investigation checks.
Can I
14.
help her?
Sure. You can take one side of the street, you can take the other if you'd like. With an assist if you'd like to roll with advantage.
Sure. I love rolling with advantage.
Anytime.
Oh, that's so close to landing on the 16. But landing on 8. So 14.
All right. There's not a lot up through here. Everything looks like older, what were maybe once storehouses, warehouses, a tavern. Kind of the things you'd expect to see in a city where you're from now. Just built of stone and very obviously overgrown.
Okay.
While there doesn't appear to be anything useful within the buildings that you pass, you can make out that just down the road from where you're headed, another tiny blue highlight coming in, there is what appears to be another shrine.
Do you have another color?
I might do. We can find one.
I can't see. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Hang
See it
on.
now.
We'll make it bigger. Maybe that'll help.
My eyes are bad.
It's to simulate it being nighttime outside.
There it is.
It's hard.
But I have dark vision.
I have dark.
Okay, I can see it better now.
Only 60 feet of dark vision.
No, she has 120.
So,
Oh yeah.
you can see that set of ruined shrine up ahead, but as you near the what looks maybe like it was once a fire, you can see the ruins of an abandoned campsite rising up. Torn backpacks kind of scattering the road as you all approach, rotted gear littering the ground, and moldering tents set up around a long-dead campfire. At the center of the camp, a scrap of incredibly dirty yellow cloth is hanging from a crude wooden flagpole, just kind of floating in the breeze.
I'll kind of poke at each of the backpacks as we walk by it to see if there's any like paper, any books, anything written.
While they're doing that, can I cast prestidigitation on the flag to clean it?
Sure. As you do so, would you like to make me a history check to see if you recognize what is on the banner? And using your investigation, looking for anything that could be useful in the bags, you find a a very crude outline of the city of Omu that you're in right now. It's not super well drawn, but you can see that most of it is pretty true to what you've seen so far, documenting the outside of some things, even if not the inside. It looks like somebody was kind of surveying the land here.
Anything marked? Any
There
points of interest?
are a couple of things marked. Way up in the north, there's what looks like a large amphitheater. You can kind of see it down the road, but it is marked on the map, and there is a drawing, but it's really childish. You're not sure if the cartographer just didn't do non-cartography things, so he wasn't sure how to portray whatever this is. But it looks to be made of mostly jaw. Lots of large, sharp teeth. Scales have been drawn on it. Long tail. And feathers coming out of it everywhere.
I got a 22 on my...
Amazing. This is a camp that was probably made by the company of the Yellow Banner. They were I know, original. They were a party of explorers that had been set out to look for the lost city of Omu somewhere over 6 months ago.
These are the Yellow Banner. I had heard that they had travelled here 6 months ago to explore this place. They clearly met their end.
Friends of yours?
Friends.
Red Wizard, Yellow Banner.
I mean, yes, because that makes sense. I have no need of friends. Is that not perfectly clear? I have a healthy disdain for others and their ridiculous goals and dreams.
And I can see that's doing wonders for your mental health.
My brain is literally dead.
Then I can't hurt anymore, I suppose.
You are a very strange person.
Can't imagine you've met many other people then.
Here, Mr. Pot, meet Miss Kettle. Anyways, do these guys have any like little markers or symbols on them, or a ring or anything that matches the banner? Also, can I keep an eye on the perimeter, see if we're being stalked?
Well, for one, you don't see any bodies. Two, if you would like to make the perception check, go right ahead.
In 11. Doing so well, looking at things.
I just the amount of 11 stacked over here in the
There
chat.
have been a lot, yeah.
I think we broke the random number generator. So,
Help us, in Jesus.
oh no. There doesn't appear to be anything stalking around the outside of the camp. Nothing rustling in the bushes insofar as what you can tell. No nearby sounds or anything like that coming out of the
There's
forest.
something stalking inside the perimeter of the camp.
It's just super invisible.
Wave your stick around.
I'm going to... God, no. That's the problem with being a sorcerer. You're all about attacking things, and there's no kind of utility, versatility. I am going to have a look for... Can we see... have a look for any of the similar footprints we saw, or the drag marks around.
You absolutely
See if they
can.
came this way.
Sure.
I mean, it's not an 11. It is a 10.
Well, you know, There's a lot of footprints in and around this area. You can spot next to the road some of those step and drag marks. You're not sure how recent they are compared to the 6 months ago dead camp, or however long ago dead camp. You have no idea how long they traveled through the jungle, so you can see some other tracks too, just mixed up amongst the other ones. Something with 3 toes was walking through at some point fairly recently. Somebody in slippered feet at another time.
I'm going to say really confidently, there are the tracks. They went this way, and start walking in the direction of the footstep and drag marks.
Okay.
I'll follow.
Sure. Beginning to follow the step and drag marks. Where's my draw tool? There it is. You make your way down towards the riverside and find yourself traveling back, following those tracks, until you come to a rather kind of short point in the river where it's a little more narrow than it is other places. You can see a fallen log across the top of it, and what appears to be a pretty bloody battle scene. There is a very much dead Yuan-ti, full snake bottom, humanoid top, bits of weaponry scattered around that seems to have fallen from their hands. And on the opposite side of the log, on the other shore, you can see what appears to be a tabaxi individual, large kind of feathered headdress situation happening, dressed in leaves and various animal skins, a large bow just a few feet away from the hand. They both appear to have pretty dramatically had some sort of a shootout. There are several arrows sticking out of the Yuan-ti body, and a lot of acid and possibly poison happening within the fur of the cat folk on the other side.
So this happened across the river? They're shooting each other across the river?
One was on one side of the log, the other was on the other side of the log.
I see.
Well, Clyde, why don't you go across and search that one, and I'll have a look at the Yuan-ti here.
Oh yeah, sure. I will just balance my way across the log.
Okay. Balancing your way across the log, heading over there. Are you searching the body, looking around the body? What are you doing?
I am going to, not knowing if she's dead or not, I will try to do a life-saving technique, and I will pull out my medical kit and I will apply it to her.
Well, waste of time.
Maybe feel the body, see if it's cold first.
Is it cold? I got a 6 medicine check.
You know, fur keeps things pretty warm. It's hard to tell.
Is it actively bleeding?
It's kind of hard.
Burning?
Really hard to tell
So,
with a 6 medicine.
while he's doing that, I'm going to pull out a dagger and shove it into the throat of the Yuan-ti, and then search his body.
That's one way to be sure.
All right. The Yuan-ti definitely is dead. It coagulates a little bit as you stab it. It has a small bag at its side and what appears to be a staff not too far away from it.
I'll take a look at the staff.
Does
it appear magical at all?
It doesn't look magical. Is a little gross. As you pick it up, you realize it's definitely wrapped in shed snake skins, so it kind of crinkles as you touch it. And there is a skull set in the top of it, which is it's a snake skull, but it's bigger than your fist in the lobe part, so it's a pretty sizable snake.
I like it. I want it.
Does
You want the bone, the head bone? Here you go. I'll give him the. Make sure he has to grab the snakeskin part.
Oh, I will. I am fine with that. I'm going to
Right.
replace my quarterstaff with this quarterstaff,
all right?
if that is all right. And I'm going to have a look in the bag.
Okay. As you open up the bag, you find yourself looking at what appears to be some form of foreign spell components. You could utilize these as your own. They all look like they're kind of substitutes to stuff that you use, but there's a lot more use of what may or may not be bits of cut off bits of grung, humans, anything they've run across. There is a small swatch of red fabric in there that it's definitely of the Thaim variety.
Fine. I will tuck it into a pocket, and I will have a look at my new staff and admire it for a while.
It does have some pretty large teeth on the top of the staff, so it can be poisoned if you were so inclined.
Nice. Jolly good.
We start drinking every time he says that.
Yeah.
Did the medicine kit stabilize the cat person?
You made a medicine check to see whether or not they were alive. If you would like to use a medicine check to attempt to stabilize them, please roll a different one.
No, I have a kit that has 10 charges, like it has bandages and stuff in it. Okay, I will try to. I'll try and stabilize her. I guess I didn't pack the gauze right or some 11.
All right.
Back at it with the 11s.
There is a shallow amount of breath in the body of this individual. You think it's a boy Khajiit, just for the record, but you have a hard time telling with them. They are cats.
A boy what?
Khajiit, yeah, I play too much Skyrim in my free time. What do you want from me? Khajiit's done nothing wrong, okay?
Okay, and then now I will search through their pockets because I assume they are unconscious, correct?
Do appear to be.
Okay,
Pretty damaged.
so I will take inventory of what they got
Well,
with
there's
a 22 investigation check.
there is the longbow next to him and a small pack at his side. It looks like a very old but probably still serviceable explorer's pack.
No cube.
No cube. Looking at this guy, he looks like he's been roughing it for a while. He looks to have gone and fully enveloped himself in the environment. You've never met a tabaxi that dressed kind of like an ancient Omu.
Going back to his roots.
Is he diseased or crazy? Can I make another medicine check on a whim?
Sure.
Okay, so let me see your eyes and make a tongue. You're unconscious. I just reach into his throat and grab his tongue and pull it out to look at it.
Does not appear to be in super great health, and you're just now realizing, hard to tell through all the fur, extremely elderly. Has little bits of gray fur happening at the sides of the muzzle. A lot of battle wounds. Very old battle wounds. This person has gone through a lot.
I kind of depressingly look over my shoulder and wonder how they're going to take the news. And I go, hey, good news. He's alive. I was able to save him. He's taking breaths. He's going to be okay. He's going to pull through. What a fighter.
Does he have the cube?
No.
Then leave him and let us carry on our search.
This guy is of here. We just saved his life. Come on. You don't
He
want to
said
like
he was going to be
wait till
fine.
He's unconscious. I mean,
Oh.
he's going to wake up. I stopped his bleeding. That's how it works. In like 10 minutes, he's going to come to.
I'll sit down.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna sit down too, and like I'm gonna stroke the head of my new staff and admire it. I might have a conversation with it as well.
What sort of a conversation are you having with your staff? I'm interested.
I'm. Can I?
I thought you didn't have friends. Or you didn't need them?
It is a staff. It's not a friend. It is a tool.
Although you're carrying on with it like a friend. Are you not?
Well, it is a skull. It has a connection to the other side. It is part of the Shadowfell. It is something that I can use to connect with that part of me.
Something you can connect to like a friend?
What is your obsession with friendship?
Fine, talk to your skull.
And I will continue talking to the skull about what the Shadowfell is like and wondering, like asking it out loud, like what kind of life it had and how many foes it has vanquished. And I'm clearly not like expecting it to talk back or anything, but I'm fascinated by a staff that is of a skull of such a predatory creature, and there is a connection to the Shadowfell, I would assume. And I'm a shadow sorcerer, so I'm interested in it.
All right. Well, while you're conversing with the skull, and you are attempting to wake up the Tabaxi individual, it does take the full 10 minutes for him to wake up. Is there anything you need to do, Rick Lottom, while you're sitting and waiting?
Is it still dark out?
It's still pretty dark. It's only been a couple of hours into the night.
All right, then if it doesn't seem like I'll need my familiar to talk for me anytime soon, I'll let him curl up in the hood and sleep a little.
He'll just hammock out in there.
Yeah.
After the point at which 10 minutes passes, a look of waking up followed by a look of mild mania comes across the face of the Tabaxi individual. He opens one squinty eye and appears to just, without moving, start surveying the scene.
Hello, I have water for you. You can take a drink there. The snake lady's dead, or I don't know how to sex them. So I guess they're just scaled. The scaled monstrosity that was shooting you. It's dead. Okay, I bandaged you up. You look pretty rough.
He squints at you. I'm not dead?
No,
Why not?
I stuffed some gauze in your neck, stopped you from bleeding. Your body did the rest. So you're welcome.
Oh, thanks a lot. Guess I'll just go on living then. He gets up, starts pulling on a bag and the bow. What are you crazy people doing out here anyway?
Well, we're looking for the shrines in the city.
Oh, well, you found them because they're everywhere. Shrines. He just points. There. Shrines, ruins. He sticks out a paw. Bag of nails.
Clyde Brandywillow.
He nods. Alright, well, I don't know. Thanks for keeping me alive another day, I guess. Maybe I can die tomorrow.
Hey, do you know where there's these guys walking around? They got red robes. Do you know where they're camped right now in the city? Have you seen them?
Saw a bunch of dead ones down the road there.
Yeah, we seen that too. You seen the other ones?
Yep.
Like where?
Well, I mean, everywhere. Kind of just investigating things. I think I killed 2 of them yesterday. Nods.
And the snake people, the Yuan T, they live here too. But
Oh, yeah.
like where are they like densest? Can you, without pointing, can you describe the area where they live?
Without pointing.
Why without pointing?
It's dark. He's gonna go over there, and I'm not gonna be able to see it.
that's fair.
That's logical. Yes. Can we hear this conversation from where we are?
Yeah, you can see that he's woken up talking. You should be able to hear most of it. The sound of the stream isn't super conducive, but you're able to hear.
I'm gonna lean into Rick and be like, if it's okay to die, we can kill him and raise him up.
We can't raise him up. We weren't able to. That's like the whole issue here is that you can't raise things.
That's just true.
Also, it might make him Clyde sad.
Well, it sounds like
I know you don't care about that, but it might.
Well, it sounds like he wants to die. And if someone wants to die, we might as well have some fun with it.
Go right ahead.
He points up towards that big circular kind of area on the map and says, "There's quite a few of them up there all the time, slithering around."
And what about that building out there on the lava? What's in that giant temple out there on the lava? I mean, that's hard to get to, right? That's got to be where the good stuff is.
I don't know about good stuff. He squints at it. I think that's just Moa's shrine.
Moa. Hey, Moa's shrine is out there.
Yeah, lots of lava too.
Oh, I'm not worried about the lava.
Okay.
Clyde, ask it about the cube from the shrine we were just at.
Did you see anybody with a cube? It's about yay big. It's got scrollings on the outside of it. Persons that were carrying it may have been battered and bruised, covered in clay dust.
I don't remember anybody covered in clay dust, but depending on how big the cube was, they just might not have seen it.
Nice. Do you live around here? You got a safe house? A safe place to sleep?
Yep. I got a stew going down there right now.
Well, that sounds great. We've been in the jungle for what, like 2 weeks now. You know, might be nice to sleep under like a roof. That would be nice.
You want some stew?
That'd be great. Yeah. Hey, we're invited over for stew.
All right.
It's a good thing we didn't kill that guy then. I suppose you don't eat stew.
I don't eat full stop, and
Unless you count blood as a type of stew.
we've don't boil blood. You ruin the flavour. Why are we going to rest again when we have only just woken up and I don't want to go and spend time with in this crazy cat's hovel.
Yeah, why are we going over other than... Is there a reason we're going other than stew? I mean, I enjoy stew, but we also have things that we should probably be doing, right? I mean, I appreciate all the work you did peer pressuring them into inviting us over.
Okay. I'll be right back, Mr. What was his name?
Bag of nails.
Bag of nails.
Mr. Bag of Nails. I'll be right back, okay? I'll scurry back across the log. Listen, I'll just drop my voice way low so that he may not hear. Be like, listen, he knows things about here, so maybe you guys could ask him some smart person questions since you think I'm so damn stupid. But also, I figured you two vultures would like an opportunistic thing. He's extremely wounded, and we don't know what he has back in his joint. So if we get in there and we're having stew, and you want to knife him because he has a bunch of cool things, you can do that. Otherwise, we can
not knifing specifically, but
really? That's so screwed up. Like, so I was spot on. You were thinking about okay. Okay, yeah. Do you want stew?
I won't say no to stew. It'll be nice after the rations for 2 weeks. I will say
Have you
that.
guys ever considered being pirates?
That's
Yes.
too much sunlight.
You have like that's a dream of yours or something. Like, yeah, I
No,
just want to go out in the open sea and murder
no,
indiscriminately.
no, 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 no. You asked whether I had considered it. I have considered it and decided for much the same reason as Rick here that too much sunlight, and plus there aren't very many bodies. They tend to sink to the bottom of the sea, and what's the fun in that? Which side of the river is this cat's hovel on?
Well, if he was running for escape, it would be on that side.
Right, and you expect me to walk across this log over running water, do you?
You want me to carry you?
No.
Um, the alternative is I could wait till you get halfway across and trip you and see if you really do dissolve.
I'm
And then
going.
I scurry across the log.
I'm going to cast gaseous form on myself and float across the river.
All right.
I am not.
We'll just
I am not walking over.
nervously go across the river and try my best not to fall.
All right. Well, you all make your way across the river, some of you in gaseous form. The Tabaxi gives you some side eye for that one, but nonetheless leads you towards a pretty okay looking bit of a. Maybe it was a tavern, maybe it was a household at some point or another. But now the top of it's a little ruined, but he leads you towards a hatchway and a ladder, which leads down to a dry, fairly comfortable basement. It looks like he's scavenged anything of use that he can find off of different people that maybe he's killed, maybe he hasn't, who knows. But there is a large pot of bubbling stew inside of a fireplace. He pulls it off and begins dishing out ladles into bowls, setting 3 bowls down for you. As he does, he explains that he is not from here, but he originally arrived here looking for some treasure that was rumored to exist here. It's something called the navel of the moon, belly button, something. Navel, definitely navel.
I am still in gaseous form, and I'm just hovering in the corner as a cloud of gas.
That's fine. He sets the bowl down in front of you anyway. And just kind of looks at you and shrugs, sets it on the floor. Maybe they'll just dip into it. He explains that he was just originally here to find something called the Navel of the Moon. Wanted to use its powers.
I'm assuming you didn't find it, but did you find anything else?
No, not anything as nice as that. These snake boys, they pick up a lot of things.
You think they're interested in the navel of the moon?
Well, probably. It can help you to find things that are lost.
What are you looking for that is lost?
My son.
He wasn't in the Order of the Yellow Ribbon, was he?
Oh, no. He's been gone 30 years or so.
As a point of just a mechanics question, if in gaseous form, can I fly into someone's lungs and replace the oxygen that's there?
You could try.
Are you gonna crop dust us?
No, it just crossed my mind that
You turned into a fart and now you're terrorizing us?
I mean, I was considering it as a way to kill someone because it sounds horrendously evil.
Death by vampire fart.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we are still in the basement of a mildly crazed elderly cat fellow partaking of stew, As the evening starts rolling on, he kind of looks around. So, where are you spending the night?
uh, while we were partaking of the stew, does he have any good-looking treasure in here?
You can make a perception check.
Uh, all right, I will try. 23 perception check.
Very nice. Looking around, there's not a lot in the way of treasure here. It's a lot of mismatched bits of stuff. Broken spears, a few whole spears. They do appear to have a Yuan-ti bent to them for the most part. Discarded cloaks that he's clearly pulled off of bodies. Food, probably enough to make up maybe a week's worth of rations.
We was just gonna go out there and maybe try and get that to that shrine of Moa. So thank you very much for your stew. Any word of advice around the shrine of Moa? I know you probably haven't gone over there because of the lava, but we're gonna go check it out. I got some ropes, you know. I've done some scurrying in my past, so we can get out there. No problem.
He nods at
gonna
you,
ad-
looking. Yes.
I'm gonna address the fart cloud and ask it, can you cross running lava?
I gaseous form back at you.
Okay.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. It doesn't say I can't cast other spells, does it? Let me see whether.
I would think verbal and somatic components might be a problem.
Yeah. Oh, I have to point my finger towards a creature, and I don't currently have it. I'm going to.
Don't currently have my finger.
Yeah, I'm going to coalesce back into myself and say, I can, but I move very slowly. I was considering doing it when we watched that funny little ritual those people were doing, but I think the distance was too far.
You mean as a cloud?
As a cloud, I'm very slow, yes.
As a vampire, can you cross running lava?
Oh, well, the running part will not injure me, but the lava would.
Yes, but it's like you had a problem with the running water. The movement of the water was the issue. Is there a problem with the movement of the lava that will prevent you from?
Lava is not water.
There is.
Yes, that's why I'm asking if there's if there are differences in your
it is
vampire rules.
It is specifically running water.
Okay.
That is the issue. Lava is molten rock. No water.
Yes, I know what lava is.
I am not walking across lava.
The elderly catman says, there's a bunch of those jackoolies over there. 4 of them, I think. Got a nest. Weird.
Are those the things we saw performing a ritual? And I would describe the things we saw performing a ritual.
Oh, no, that's a bit of a veggie pygmy there. What you're describing.
And what is a Jacobi?
That is something that starts with a J.
Is that flying snake thing you were describing, or that other guy was describing? It's got like feathers or something.
Got like feathers or something. What is it? So no, it's about a 15-foot long snake, roughly. There's like 4 of them over
Good
there.
to know.
And I'll hold up my staff and be like, would it be what this skull came from?
Oh yeah, it's got big old teeth just like that.
that is useful information. Do you have any other useful information?
Yeah, they can camouflage themselves.
And if we were to get if we are looking for more cubes, do you know where we might find them?
Cubes. Well, where'd you find the ones that you found?
They was in the shrine.
Oh, well, then you need the shrines of the rest of the 9 gods, it sounds like. Do you know
makes
where
sense.
those are? Did you do any research? Did you just show up?
I'll pull out that map I took out of one of the bags and ask, kind of show it to him. Do you know where the temple? Could you mark the temples?
Sure, I can mark a few of them for you. There's one out there across that lava. It's got the jaculis in it. There's one
Well, yes.
not too far across the street from us over here. There's oh hell. There is also one up by that amphitheater situation up there. By the sounds of it, your friend might have trouble with the one in the water not too far up there. And the other one's over there on the other side of that large circular situation. There's probably some other ones, but those are the ones that I've noticed since I've been prowling around here last decade or so.
A lot more information than we started with. Thank you.
Sure.
And here's a bag of nails for you. And I hand him a bag of my caltrops.
Oh, well, thank you. Very good of you.
Thank you for the food. Don't kill us if you see us out there, please.
Oh, if I have it my way, you probably won't see me again. Bye. He waves as he motions towards the door.
I will go.
Yes.
Enjoy your death.
Thank you, I'll do my best. So, as you head out back into the dark streets of the night, whichever direction you're traveling, you get less than an hour. Those of you that are aware of time, how time works, where the moon is, things like that, might note that it's at exactly the stroke of midnight. I need Rick Lonham and Clyde to make a Constitution saving throw.
Five. Listen, I was not warned about midnight.
No one was warned about midnight. No one expects the Inquisition.
No one expects midnight.
A 7.
Beautiful. You both take 15 points of poison damage as you feel your stomach rumble just wrongly. So, as you suffer the after effects of a Tabaxian stew, that's probably where we're going to end it for tonight.
Food poisoning. My greatest weakness.